Hey everybody, how's it going? The Tesla Model 3 and Model Y are having radar taken away from them. So there are going to be 2021 models that have radar and some that don't have radar, depending on when you purchased it. It's very possible that you could have purchased the car on the website back when they had radar, and then when they deliver it to you, you get one that doesn't have radar, and there's going to be a little disclaimer that you're going to have to sign that says you're okay with it not having radar. So I just want to let you know what this is, what the effect of it being taken away may be, so that you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you should accept delivery of the vehicle once this feature has been taken away from it. So I read this interesting article in Bloomberg the other day, and it said that cars are about to get a lot more expensive. It says the dynamic of rising costs and falling volumes can be problematic all too quickly. Now, to anybody who's been paying attention to what's been going on over the past year, this should be obvious. You have a chip shortage, and lots of what goes into a car nowadays is computerized. If you're not able to produce the components that go into a car, that means you'll have tighter supply. Tighter supply with the same demand means prices go up. You have the fact that many of the raw materials that go into making a car are going up in value. Steel prices have been going through the roof. Aluminum prices have been going up. I know Dave Jones watches from time to time, so I always pronounce the extra I in aluminum just for him. Nickel prices have been going up. Copper prices have been going up for electric vehicles. The price of a lot of this stuff has been going up, even outside of automotive. You have lumber prices going up, you have oil prices going up, corn prices going up, housing prices going up. I was looking at some houses in Nashville, Tennessee, and in Polk County, Florida, not because I'd ever consider moving to Tennessee or Florida. I love New York City, Andrew Cuomo and de Blasio. It's so lovely here. But I was just taking a look, at some of these places that I'm totally not going on a road trip to see next week. And you have these houses that were $300K last year, they sold, relisted on the market this year for $450 in January, and then up to $650 by May, because they just relisted and changed the price. So the prices of everything has been going up insanely. And one of the things that I find interesting is how companies are choosing to deal with this, because at some point it's completely understandable if the price of everything is going up while the supply of what you need to make the stuff that you produce is going down. Prices are going to have to go. Something's going to have to give. And one of the things that I find interesting is how Tesla has chosen to deal with this as of recently. And you tell me what you think of my thoughts on the matter. So there is this article over here that's talking about how Tesla is dealing with some of their advanced safety features here. It says Tesla loses U.S. designation for some advanced safety features. They're removing radar sensors and transitioning to a camera-based autopilot system. Newer Tesla Model 3 and Y vehicles will no longer be labeled as having some advanced safety features after the automaker said it was removing radar sensors to transition to a camera-based autopilot system. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said Wednesday. The agency confirmed that they don't have the check mark for forward collision warning, lane departure warning, crash imminent braking, and dynamic brake support. Now, for those of you who are kind of confused as to how radar works, again, I'm by no means a radar expert, but the whole idea is you can have cameras in the car that can see when you have autopilot on, that's a car in front of me, that's a kid crossing the street at a red light, don't hit him, that's a bicycle on my side, that's the lane marker on the road. So the camera can see all that. Where radar comes in handy is that it can actually see further than just where the camera's going to see. So it's actually able to see, let's say, a car that is in front of the car that is in front of you that is stopping. So let's say the car in front of the car in front of the car in front of you decides to stop short, just stop short horribly. Before you're able to see that the car in front of you has braked, the radar is going to be able to send some sort of thing above and below the car that's in front of you. It's going to be able to see that that car that's 2 or 3 cars in front of you has started braking and start stopping your car right now so that you don't wind up in a fender bender with the car in front of you. And there's videos on YouTube of this happening, and it's really cool because even if you have a camera, even if you're looking and paying attention, you may not be able to see that 2 or 3 cars in front of you, they started braking, but the radar does, and it starts. And it's just stuff like this is actually pretty cool. I've used the Tesla with autopilot, and I think it's a cool feature. If you just quote Elon Musk talking about radar, he talks about it in great terms. He says, being radar, it can see through rain, fog, snow, dust, and it recovers quite easily, Musk said earlier in the call when describing radar's advantages over the camera. So even if there were something where you're driving down the road and visibility was very low and there was a big multi-car pileup ahead of you, you can't see it, but the radar worked. It would initiate braking before your car being added to the multi-car pileup. So there's Elon Musk saying that radar is a really cool thing. And one of the interesting things I find with what Tesla used to say about radar being a cool thing in their cars is that they seem to have been erasing some of the stuff they've been saying on their own website where they were announcing That radar is a cool thing. So this guy noticed over here that upgrading autopilot, seeing the world in radar, this was a blog post on Tesla's website, not a static page. This is just a blog post, not like a page that you're constantly updating and deleting, a blog post. So this blog post over here was talking about how radar is this great, cool new feature, and you can only see it if you go to archive.org. They got rid of it recently, right around the time that they decided to get rid of radar on their vehicles. That's one of those funny things there. And what I find interesting about this is that they are not getting rid of it seemingly on the X or the S. Now, from where I'm sitting, there's 3 potential reasons that this happened. Behind door number 1, they genuinely believe that having an all-camera system is totally better, and it makes total sense to remove radar from the car while not passing any of the savings of not having radar in the car off to the customers. Behind door number 2, the chip shortage means that they don't have enough of whatever components are necessary to be able to continue producing these cars while having radar in them in addition to the cameras. Behind door number 3, this is a cost-cutting measure so that they don't have to start charging more for their cars as the price of everything that actually goes into their car goes up. I think it's number 3, and I'd like to explain why. And by all means, again, I'm not a car expert, I'm not a commodities expert. You tell me what you think. If this was because of the chip shortage, then they would not have radar for the X and the S, as well as the Y and the 3. If this was because it was a genuine upgrade, like it's actually better that you not have radar in the car, then we would get rid of radar on the S and the X, not just the Y and the 3. I think this is a cost-cutting measure because they're only doing it on their cheaper cars. So it's only on the 3 and the Y, which are Tesla's budget lineup, at least for a car brand that's fairly expensive. They're only doing it on the budget lineup. They're not doing it on the more expensive ones. So that tells me that this is a cost-cutting measure. And again, this is something that I think you're going to see from more and more brands as time goes on, as inflation continues to creep in, as the news and the Fed keep telling you, oh, don't worry about it. Don't focus on inflation. It's no big deal. Oh, man, you mean the price of that house went up $200,000 or $300,000 in 1 year? Oh, don't worry about that one bit. Oh, crude oil's hitting like $66, $67. Gas is over $4 to $5 a gallon. Oh, don't worry about that one bit. Oh, food prices and corn is going on. Don't worry about it. Transitory. But one of the things I think you're going to be seeing from lots of manufacturers is stuff like this. They're either going to be passing the cost on to you in the form of an increased price, or they're going to start cutting out features and things so that they're able to keep the prices that they are offering. I don't think this is a benefit at all. There was this feature in the car where if you start to drift out of your lane, it's optional. You choose to turn on or off, but it'll automatically put you back in your lane. It's a cool feature. They're turning that off. The ability to go up to 85 or 90 miles an hour with autopilot, cool feature, they're turning it off. I think it's turned down to 70 or 75 now. And they're also saying you cannot have a close following distance anymore. This is clearly because they've neutered the system. They are turning off a lot of or kind of kneecapping a lot of the features in autopilot and full self-driving because they took away one of the main components of autopilot, which is having radar in addition to the camera. When you innovate, that means that you are taking something that exists and making it better using new technology. When you cost cut, you take away features and functionality after you've removed the hardware that made those features and functionality possible. And when you say, okay, you're going to have less functionality. You're going to lose the advanced braking. You're going to lose the thing that keeps you in your lane. You're going to lose the ability to go at this speed. You're going to lose the ability to have this follow distance. But maybe, just maybe, if you're lucky, a few months from now when you figure out how the fuck to make all this work with only cameras now that we've taken away radar, we may be able to give you that back. That's not innovation. That's cost cutting, and then at the last second going, oh fuck, how do we make this actually work now? Which is fine if you just call it what it is, but again, again, to be clear, I don't know anything about the automotive world. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything about radar. I don't know anything about advanced vision systems or AI. But I'm also not a total fucking idiot. So again, it's not like these new cars are getting better cameras. They're using the same cameras with the same sensor that they used in 2015. So it's not like they upgraded the camera to these crazy 8K cameras that can see all sorts of crazy shit when they got rid of radar. It's the same amount of cameras. They just legit just yanked radar and are pretending that this is innovation. I don't think this is innovation. I think it is, again, basic cost cutting. And it wouldn't seem that weird if you weren't literally going back through your website and getting rid of blog entries where you were talking about why this is a cool feature. I have a blog on my website. I mean, I've posted some really stupid shit to that thing since 2011, but I honestly don't even know if I have a tab for it. You can find a lot of stuff on my blog if you Google for it, but I haven't deleted anything back going back to 2011. I'm sure there's all sorts of stupid shit on it. And it's really weird, at the exact same time that you decide that you are going to pretend that radar is not something that you need anymore because you need to save money. That's going to be the exact same time that you just kind of put this stuff down the memory hole. And I think it's a cool feature. I think the ability to get an idea of what's going on in front of the car, that's in front of the car, that's in front of you, that's cool. And again, just going back to some of the stuff that Elon Musk said just a few years ago on how if you have dangerous weather conditions ahead, again, not that you shouldn't be driving in crazy dangerous weather conditions, but everybody's been there where, they're in a situation they prefer not to be in, they got to make the best of it. It's kind of cool to have the radar there as well in case, bird shits on your camera or something, you're not totally fucked. It's just really weird to see them taking this and just, but I understand why they're doing it. I get it. Again, Tesla as a car company, if you were to take away their carbon credits, they're not even profitable. Again, Elon Musk is not, he wasn't worth over $100 billion because Tesla itself makes 40 or 50 or $60 billion a year. He is worth what he's worth because people are willing to buy a company with 900 to 1,000 PE, which again, to me is totally insane, but you do you. To be clear, I believe that there are many other companies that you're going to see do the exact same thing, whether it is cutting their forecast for how many products they'll be able to make, upping their prices, cost-cutting by taking out features or functionality. Again, you have a chip shortage combined with a commodity surge, combined with, in some markets, a labor shortage. There's going to be a lot of difficulty in getting people the exact same products they were used to getting January 2020 in summer of 2021. And it's not like I'm insensitive to the decisions that these companies have to make. I am very sensitive to the fact that prices are skyrocketing for lots of basic commodities, for cost of living, for houses, for steel, for aluminum, for oil, for everything. I am aware of that. And I'm also aware that this is happening during a seemingly once-in-a-lifetime chip shortage. But at the same time, I just have a fundamental disdain for when someone pisses on me and tells me that it's raining, and that's how this feels. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that this is genuinely a move forward, Tesla vision, amazing advances in technology? Do you think that it is a way to put a positive PR spin on a chip shortage? Or do you think that it's just genuine straight up cost cutting for the sake of cost cutting, since they're only applying it to their budget vehicles, not to their higher end vehicles, and this supposedly innovative thing is so innovative, it's such an improvement that they're taking away many of the features of autopilot and many of the safety features of the car until they can push out a software update that will fix it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. And it is my fervent hope that, given I have the recliner back for the videos, that Mr. Clinton will once again rejoin me sitting here on the recliner, as he's always welcome to do, to be in the videos as he used to before. See you all next time.